Hey, what's up? It's Joe. Welcome to my 5-Minute Friday for November 17th. So just wrapping up a 2-city trip this week. I was in Denver, Colorado earlier this week, co-hosting Matillion's Data Unlocked event with my good friend Mark Balcanetti. So that was really awesome. And last night I was at the MLOps Community inaugural event hosted by Coactive.ai. It was a lot of fun. I'll get into both these events in a bit. I think the thing in my mind this week is just noticing how the intersection of data engineering and machine learning are occurring in ways that I probably didn't expect to see last year around this time. Also around this time, ChatGPT came out, which blew the lid off, I guess, the consumerization of AI. And the consequences of this, I think, are very interesting. So at Matillion's event, they unveiled a slew of new, AI embedded capabilities within their tool. So for people who don't know what Matillion is, it's a low, no-code ELT tool. So you basically just connect to data sources, get data, drop it into a cloud data warehouse or lakehouse, and then do various transformations on it for business analytics typically. And Matillion has now the capabilities, or they'll be releasing very soon, where you can use prompts to create data pipelines, right? So that's interesting. I kind of joke that we'll now have to do prompt reviews for your CI/CD pipelines, prompt checks, which will actually that's going to be an interesting can of worms in itself, but save that for another day. And so I think the consequences of that are very interesting, right? So I think that, again, this time last year, I wasn't expecting prompts to be part of the data engineering workflow, but here we are. And the second piece of that, which they demoed, was the ability to basically throw large language models on top of unstructured data sets. In this case, maybe sentiment analysis on customer reviews or something like that. And so, typical tools like Matillion, these are historically dealing more with structured data sets, so rows and columns, and now we're dealing with analyzing text data, and I don't see it as a hard leap to do that on other unstructured types of data sets. So it's really fascinating just to see, I think, how quickly the ChatGPT moment is now entering into data tools. This is also nothing new. If you've been listening to my other podcasts, we've been talking to people like Paul Blankley and his co-founder Ryan from Zenlytic, and they've been doing large language models for BI for years before it was cool. So, but it is interesting just I think seeing how these techniques are being integrated into classical data workflows. And so again, I thought that the intersection of data engineering and machine learning would occur more on the operational level with MLOps and data ops sort of fusing together. I'm pretty sure that'll still happen, but the intersection of machine learning and data engineering, like I said, it occurred more of an interface level, which I wasn't not expecting. And here we are. We'll see what the traction and the uptake is of this interface. I think on one hand it's cool. On the other hand, it's one of these things where engineers want to engineer, they want to write code, right? But again, with things like Copilot, you can write code using large language models again. So we're definitely entering an interesting world. And so that's one thread I've been thinking about. The other thread is interesting. My friend Samir Sharma wrote a post this morning about maybe with data management, where we're always trying to chase the perfect data sets, and maybe with AI and large language models, maybe we just use good enough data sets. Maybe I'm butchering his post, but I think I made a comment that AI is evolving faster than data management can keep up. So. And I think this is very much true. And actually, the same question came up last night at the MLOps meetup. I think to kind of paraphrase, I'll probably butcher, Will's question that he asked me during our fireside chat. My friend Will Gavarius Roja, by the way, he's a super nice guy, one of the co-founders of Coactive. But yeah, lots of interesting questions, and one of them came up that does AI sort of replace the need for a lot of these practices that we've traditionally done in data management, governance, and quality. And I don't think it sort of replaces it. I think that there's definitely room for improvement, and hopefully AI can help facilitate these improvements. Lord knows that data management is it's in a world of it feels stuck, right? I feel like when I talk to classical data management, or practitioners of classical data management, I suppose, it definitely feels like we're stuck in a time capsule. And if you look at the success rate of most data management projects, it's frankly not great. And so I think that if AI is a Hail Mary pass that allows data management to succeed, then by all means do it. And I feel like as data grows at the scale that it's growing, you're going to need automated capabilities that these generative AI and other techniques are now providing. And so I think that we're at the cusp of hopefully a change in how we practice things like data management. But I think at this point that it's very clear that the old techniques it's not going to scale to the world that we're entering. That's, I think, very self-evident. And I don't think there's any argument about this. So data management is very much a cultural problem. But again, I think if AI can help scale a lot of the the friction processes, and hopefully it works. But anyway, those are some things on my mind. I think that we're at an exciting time as an industry. There's a ton going on. Every time I come up to the Bay Area, I'm always just shocked at how much is happening here. I'm going to be coming out here a lot more for a lot of reasons. But even last night, what was it? Thursday night's a big meetup night, and there were 16 different AI-related meetups, right? And so it's interesting seeing kind of the even how AI is bifurcated into the generative AI camp, and that's what most of the big popular meetups are, that are having hundreds of people show up to these events on a nightly basis. And then sort of the more classical, I guess now boring machine learning and AI stuff. So like MLOps Community, I was at their event last night, and MLOps, it ain't going away, but it's not the hot thing anymore, right? Generative AI is, large language models are, and so that's captured everyone's attention. I'll be curious to see what the the progress is of these types of meetups a year from now. I think, on one hand, it feels like these meetups are they're providing a lot of utility. On the other hand, it definitely feels like these are backed by maybe VC funds that are trying to get deal flow. And or a lot of Web3 crypto bros that are now in broettes that are now in AI, because that's the cool new thing to do. So, but with this so much attention in a space and this money floating around, there's bound to be some interesting developments and innovation. So I'm not going to knock it. It's how all this stuff works, right? So anyway, yeah, I'm about to go back to Salt Lake City, and then I'm going to take the week off for Thanksgiving, and I'll be at reInvent. Was it the week of the 28th? I'll be there for a few days. So anyway, if you're around, hit me up, and I hope you all have a great weekend. Take care. Bye.